All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something pretty wild: how to actually control your own dreams. Now, I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but you might be way closer to doing it than you think. I mean, just think about it for a second. The ability to fly, to solve some tough problem you've been wrestling with, or, hey, just to explore the craziest parts of your own imagination, all while you're fast asleep. This isn't just some fantasy, you know? For a lot of people, this is a real thing. Yep, you heard that right. Studies show that a whopping 55% of adults have had at least one lucid dream in their life. So this isn't some rare, fringe thing. It's a shared human experience that more than half of us have had. So what exactly is happening up there in your brain? Well, during a lucid dream, the part of your mind that handles logic and self-awareness, your prefrontal cortex, suddenly kind of wakes up. It's like a light switch flips on, and even though you're still dreaming, you have this moment of clarity where you think, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. Okay, so let's get into the how. How do we actually wake up inside our dreams? Let's open up what we can call your lucid dream toolkit. We're going to look at a few techniques that have been proven to work. All right, first up is one of the most powerful methods out there. It's called mild, or mnemonic induction of lucid dreams. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's really effective. You wake yourself up after about 5 or 6 hours of sleep. That's when your brain is gearing up for some serious REM sleep. And as you're falling back asleep, you just repeat this one intention over and over. Next time I'm dreaming, I will remember I'm dreaming. You're essentially programming your brain to catch itself in the act. Now, mild is often used with another technique called wake back to bed, or WBTB for short. This is where you actually stay awake for a little while, maybe 30 minutes, to get your mind more alert before you dive back into dreamland. Another really popular one is reality checks. You know, doing something during the day, like trying to push your finger through your other palm. The hope is that you'll do it automatically in a dream, and when it does go through, you'll know something's up. And of course, keeping a dream journal is absolutely key, mostly because it helps you remember your dreams better, and that's the foundation for everything else. So, which of these actually work? Well, if you look at the data, combining mild with wake back to bed gives you the best shot. It just primes your brain for awareness right before you hit those intense dream cycles. What's kind of surprising, though, is that reality checks on their own, they're actually not that effective. You can get so used to doing them that you just do it in the dream without even thinking twice, defeating the whole purpose. And the dream journal, think of it as an essential support tool. I mean, you can't really control a dream if you can't even remember having it, right? Okay, so becoming aware is step one. But what about steering the ship? How do you actually influence what happens next? This is where it gets really interesting, with something called dream incubation. It all boils down to a really simple idea: the things you fixate on, the things you obsess over during the day. Well, they have a funny way of invading your dreams at night. Researchers have a name for this: the Tetris effect. And it's called that because of a study where people played Tetris for hours and hours. And the result? A huge 63% of them said they saw those little falling blocks in their mind's eye as they were drifting off to sleep. It just took over their dream space. So what those Tetris players were doing, probably without even realizing it, is a type of dream incubation. It's basically the act of consciously seeding a topic or an idea into your mind right before bed. It's like you're planting a little suggestion for your dreaming brain to take and run with. And now, science is taking this whole thing to the next level. We're talking about targeted dream incubation, or TDI. Researchers at places like MIT have actually built devices, there's one called Dormio, that can play specific audio cues, like just a single word, right at that perfect moment when you're drifting off. And what's incredible is that those words reliably show up in people's dream reports later. Okay, this all sounds pretty incredible, right? But, and this is a big but, we have to talk about the risks. Messing with your dreams isn't always fun and games. You see, by their very nature, a lot of these techniques are designed to interrupt your sleep, which can just leave you feeling exhausted. But the risks can get a lot more serious. Some people end up experiencing sleep paralysis, that absolutely terrifying feeling of being awake but completely unable to move. Or worse, lucid nightmares, where you're fully aware you're in a nightmare, but you can't escape. And the honest truth is, we just don't know what the long-term effects of deliberately messing with our natural sleep cycles might be. And here's another reality check, this time on the control part itself. Even when you do manage to become lucid, studies suggest you can only really steer the dream about a third of the time. So, this idea of having total godlike control over your dream world, for most of us, that's still just a dream.
Now, this kind of technology is moving us beyond just a personal hobby and into some really heavy ethical questions.
See, here's the thing. Your brain often processes what happens in a dream with the same emotional punch as real-life events. And that's what makes the ethics here so tricky. As experts are pointing out, any technology that could secretly guide your dreams, whether it's for an ad or for something much worse, could be seen as a really serious violation of our mental privacy. It really challenges the whole idea of consent on a fundamental level. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. As this technology gets better and better, we have to ask ourselves, where do we draw the line? I mean, if a company could slip an advertisement or an idea into your subconscious while you sleep, should they be allowed to? It's definitely something to dream on. Thanks for watching The Explainer.